Alright, hello there. Today we'll be doing daily temperatures, the third medium problem today for Neetcode 150. This is our 45th problem. We are getting there, closer and closer, inching towards 150. So, daily temperatures. What we're gonna do is to find out how many days until we get a higher temperature. So 73, it's 74, and the higher temperature is 1 day. 74, 75, 1 day. 75, we have to go all the way to 76 to get 4 days. 71, 72, 2 days. 69, 72, 1 day. 72, 76, 1 day. 76, never. 73, never. We'll never get any hotter. So that's how we, that's what we're trying to get. That's our output. Don't tell me why we're trying to get it, but we are getting it. So we have an n squared solution, just as I have walked through that particular brute force method. But there is a way we can make this a little bit faster, and that is to store the index at the particular location, until we get the next location, let's say 75, until we get to the next location, 76, and subtract those two items. And what items should we be storing when we get towards when we keep adding these items? Well, what we should be adding is let's stack up anything that is descending. Let's stack these up, and that way we can clear it out once we found the condition where it is higher, and with that we can update everything based on the current index of the item. Another way we could do it without the stack, I believe, is that we can just get all the indexes, right? And look at each future index where it is higher. So does that? Yeah, that also works, but it's n squared. So anyways, this is the faster method, is to use the stack, and it is sort of like a almost sliding window type idea. Let's just go through it and figure this out a little bit. So first things first, what we're gonna do is that we need a stack and an output. The output will be equal to the starting with 0 times the length of temperatures. The stack will be empty stack. We're going to be putting items in as they are decreasing, and we'll be losing items when we found the higher item. And as long as it's higher, we can say, oh, this is was this higher than the last one? Yes. Was this higher than the previous one? Until it stops getting higher, or maybe we get all of them. So we need to watch out for that, and we might get all of the items. So we need to do so you need to get every temperature and the index of that temperature. So enumerate temperatures, and with that, let's start storing. Stack.append. What should we be storing? Let's store the I and the temp. So we're storing this as a tuple. So once that is happening, we can say, oh, how should we remove items from the stack? So while stack, we need to make sure that there's a stack. And while the stack of previous item of the temperature, yes, the temperature is lower than the current temperature, then we can start removing items. So what item will we be removing, and how will we be updating our output? So we would be removing, let's say, stack.pop. That's the previous item. And let's populate the stack index. Temp index, previous temp index, and the previous temp equals stack.pop, right? And what we need to do is the output of that index is going to be equal to the current index minus the previous index. Yes? With that, we have the difference between the two, and we're storing that in our output. Do we actually need the temperature? Because we don't actually use it. No, we don't. Okay, with that, actually, no, we don't. Yeah, anyways, that's it. So let's return our output after all that is done. Let's run the code. Maybe we're missing something that I don't know about. And we're not. Looks like we're good. Let's submit. Maybe I messed up somewhere. I don't know. Oh, looks like we solved it. Wow, great. Okay. Looks like we were able to solve the problem. Previously, I was able to solve this problem much more quickly without using tuple. What I did do was that I created a brand new class. So I called this class temp store. And what happened was that I created a init function. And that's self, and I took the int index and the temperature in. With that, I set the self.index equals index and self.temp equals temp. With that, I can store this rather than storing this as a just a random item. I store it as a class. So instead of a tuple, I have temp store of index I and the temperature. And also, when I pop it, I check the temperature. I can also stack that pop. I can get, instead of this, I get the previous temp. And with that temp, I can get the previous temp dot index, and that is a slight improvement. We don't need to get what we don't need. We have everything that we do. So run the code. Oh, something's wrong here. Oh right, I need to click self.temp. Otherwise I have to move the temp store outside of my class, which it's a class that I don't use anywhere else, so might as well store it inside my class. It makes a little bit more sense that way for coding purposes. Let's see, and it is much faster for some reason. Something about creating brand new tuples that maybe they don't know what it is. So creating a class is pretty clever to speeding up your code. Well, that is all for this particular code. I hope you learned something today. And that thing that we learned today is that when we see a decreasing order, and we can try to store the greater amount and find the difference. And it's the specific name, I think, from Neetcode's video is called monotonically decreasing or monotonically increasing. When you see those items, you see that pattern, and you see this particular type of problem, hopefully you can apply this during your interview, and that way you can solve the problem, and you get the job. So hopefully hope for the best for you. And if you have any questions, comment below. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. And if you want more videos, check the link in the description below. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.